Patanjali's. Do you recall what we studied and did you go across the terms? Did you receive the list of terms? Yes. We finished ab- Am I audible? Yes. And we talked about 4 ways to attain samadhi depending on different levels of seeker. We ended on that note.
Yes.
Yes. Just a moment. I will have to remind my neighbors there is a class. Just a moment.
Ma'am, it's mute.
Yes. For highest adhikari, which is the highest level of seeker, we said abhyasa and vairagya. Yes. Then there was second kind of adhikari. What was the name? Madhyama adhikari. For Madhyama adhikari, what way did we talk about? Ishvara pranidhana. Then third, not a Madhyama, but not even a beginner. For such a seeker, we talked about Kriya Yoga. And for the lowest level of seeker, we discussed, Sage Patanjali said, many of them were still there who said, we don't think it's possible for us to sit and practice Kriya Yoga. So Sage Patanjali then further gives the knowledge of the 8 levels of yoga. Now today we will continue with 1.12. 1.12. Sutra number 30. Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasah. Please chant after me. Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasah.
Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasah.
Let's see the Sanskrit Bhashya. Chittasya avrittikasya prashantavahita sthitihi tadartah prayatno वीर्यमृतासह तत्संपत्पादयिषया तत्साधनानु ashtanamabhyasah. So chitta is referred to as a river which is flowing in different directions. Usually a river flows in only one direction, right? Even if it dries up, it's in the same direction. But how is the chitta referred to? Because of the vrittis flowing in different directions. So This sutra says, for ensuring that the flow of this river goes backwards, ensuring that the flow of this river, of the chitta, the vrittis, goes backward, yatno abhyasa. Abhyasa is mentioned. What is this abhyasa out of abhyasa and vairagya? So it further says, abhyasa means yatna. Now let's see what is yatna. Yatna is effort. What is a yatna? Effort. Just make a note in front of the sutra. Yatna is effort. So yatna or effort means abhyasa. When we look at the practice of yoga, abhyasa and vairagya go hand in hand. Abhyasa or effort means you're going towards the direction of your destination. Yes? And vairagya or dispassion at the same time. What is vairagya? Dispassion from the world. It's like building a dam to stop the flow of river. We just discussed that the chitta vrittis are like the river. So vairagya is what? A dam built on this river, ensuring that there is stoppage in the flow. Vairagya means detachment or dispassion. So whenever there is effort or abhyasa, if there is no vairagya with it, we will not be able to progress. It is similar to us driving a car on the highway, and from the opposite direction there is a lot of flow of the wind. So even if you are at the maximum speed, since there is an obstacle in the opposite direction, you are not able to propel further. So a practitioner may keep practicing yoga in abhyasa for 8 years, 15 years, 20 years, but still will not attain samadhi. What would be the reason? Vairagya will not be there, detachment or dispassion from the world. So let's see what is written in the English transliteration. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha tatra sthitau yatno abhyasa. Between these two, abhyasa and vairagya, abhyasa is the effort to remain still or stable. Stillness or stability means mind field flowing peacefully when it is without vrittis. Does it mean a total absence of vrittis? No. At this stage, even the sampragyata samadhi is not attained. It only means that the chitta is freed from any vritti other than which is the object of concentration. Yatna shows that some endeavor is needed. This endeavor is directed towards the sthiti or stillness. The sutra can also be translated as the effort to remain there. Tatra is practice, which means I am practicing an asana. I can perform the first Ashtanga primary series, intermediate series, but the abhyasa begins when I am able to hold that posture, hold any one posture for a long period. So, to be there or the effort to remain there is known as abhyasa or practice. We see that in the beginning stages of meditation, one slips down, and during the activities of daily life, the depth remains elusive. Only by continuous application of will and constant practice, it becomes possible for one to learn and remain there. At first, during meditation, and later to maintain that depth in daily life. So, the sutra here says that the effort to remain wherever you have reached only will take you to the next level. Wherever you are able, whatever you have been able to achieve after your practice, only when you hold it for a longer period of time, you try to remain there for a longer period of time, you are naturally uplifted to the next level of practice. Here mark a word. If you have the same copy as seen here. Abhyasa and Vairagya. In Abhyasa and Vairagya, Yatna, Yatna, just make a note there. Yatna or effort means Abhyasa. Effort in what? People take a lot of effort in other material things in life. Effort in the sadhana, if it's meditation or even if it's asana practice, whatever you're doing, taking effort. And how to take effort? One day I'm taking effort and there is a break for another 1 month. No, that's not the effort. Taking the effort every day at the same time. Today, if I'm able to hold the posture for 5 minutes, I increase it to 5 or 6 minutes the next day and slowly start increasing. So, yatna would also mean staying, remaining there in consistency. So, not just effort, but effort and consistency. Yatna is the word here. And second word is sthiti. Where is this yatna taking us? Where is this effort taking us? Effort is taking us towards a position of stillness known as sthiti, stillness. So what is this stillness? What kind of stillness? Whatever vrittis I had in my mind, no other vrittis are being added to it. Means even if vrittis are there, for some period of time while I'm taking effort, I'm not being aware of these vrittis. My entire awareness is in the posture that I'm practicing or the object of meditation I am holding. Are we able to understand this? Is this being understood? Abhyasa. In Abhyasa, we saw what is Abhyasa? Abhyasa means yatna. You must have heard the word prayatna. Prayatna. Pra means inside. Internal effort is known as prayatna. So yatna or effort. Now what is this effort? How it must be done? Effort must be done by remaining there and inconsistency every day at the same time. Choose any direction where you want to progress. Maybe it's through asanas or meditation and remain there for longer period. What happens when we are in yatna? There is a momentary stillness for a very short period of time. For those 5 minutes when I'm practicing asanas, the vrittis disappear. So even if the vrittis are there, my mind is no more in the past or future. For a very short period of time, I have the glimpse of stillness. And the more time I increase in yatna or effort, these vrittis, in otherwise also, whenever I'm doing day-to-day activities, they are trained to subside. So two things happening in yatna. Existing vrittis are settling down and no new vritti is being created. So you are practicing the asana. Somebody is giving commands, somebody is scuffing in the class, somebody else is happening, somebody is cooking on their stove. Many things may happen. Yes, but you are not paying attention to any of it. You are simply there in what you are. So you're not bothered. It's not causing any kind of vritti within you. Therefore, says Patanjali mentions Abhyasa and Vairagya. Now, next sutra we'll talk about what Vairagya is. The bhashyam for this sutra in Sanskritam is very small. We are not able to have it very clear. My God, what did I do? No. I will be sharing the PDF of the original text with all of you, okay? So you can just open it yourself. So Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tanni Rodaha. Next sutra, please chant after me. 1.14. Satu Dirghakala
सतु दीर्घकाल
Nairantarya
नैरन्तर्य
Satkara Sevito
सत्कारसेवितो
Dridabhumihi
दृढभूमिः
Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya
सतु दीर्घकालं नैरन्तर्य
Satkara Sevito
सत्कारसेवितो
Dridabhumihi.
दृढभूमिः
I will just be having the Sanskrit Bhashya. Listen to it. Dirghakala Sevito Nirantara Sevivita Stapasa Brahmacharyena Vidyaya Shraddhaya Cha Samapaditah Satkaravan Dridabhumi Bharavati Vyuthana Sanskarena Dragityeva Ananibhuta Vishaya Ityartha. So when this practice, yatna, is done, abhyasa is done for a longer period of time, it becomes a dhrida bhumi. Dhrida bhumi means what? We are training. We always say chitta bhumi. We don't say chitta. Mind field. Chitta, if we take it as mind, bhumi means the field. So what is the result of this satu dirgha kala? Sa means that practice. Yes? Dirgha kala. For many months, for many days, when you're doing this practice, what happens? The tendency of the chitta becomes the one which only enjoys practice. The tendency of the chitta becomes one which does not enjoy anything else now apart from your spiritual practice. So that practice becomes firmly grounded when pursued for a long duration of time without interruption and with a welcoming positive attitude. It means that the practice or abhyasa must be consistent, repeated for a long time every day, not just 1 hour in the morning. I'm practicing asanas or practicing meditation. Rest of the day, 23 hours, I'm doing something else. No. For the longer, as much as you can, you must practice without interruption and with a positive feel. Without interruption, very important. Without interruption. And second, with a positive feeling, not with questions or self-doubt, but with understanding that I am doing this for myself. Apart from the classes I'm taking, maybe asana classes, any other classes, this is giving me joy because I'm actually progressing on my spiritual path in this time. Not when I'm taking the class, but this 1 hour or 1.5 hours which I'm spending for myself. So this understanding should be there. Satu dirgha kala means long time. Nairantarya, consistency. Satkara, positive attitude. Sevito, practice. Druda bhumihi will result in Drida bhumi. Means no matter what kind of desire would stand in that place, maybe it's time for your practice, you will not pay heed to that desire. What it builds the strength not to accept any kind of desire or longing that comes in the way of your practice. All these years, you are unable to hold yourself. Now what happens? Even if something very desirous, very dear to you comes in that period of time, you're completely internalized. You ask that desire also to wait. Smallest desires also, like hunger or things like that. Whatever it is, you start saying it can wait. So this ability to hold on to the one thing is known as Drida Bhumi. The mind field has held on to that practice, and now, like you always say that I want to do it, but I am not able to do it. So that I am not able to do it has been erased. I am able to do it because of my mind. What does the seeker realize? I am able to do it because of my mind. I am able to progress whatever I am because now there is an internal support from my mind. It's no more distracted. It is supporting. So even in the midst of samsara, even in midst of the worldly affairs, this small time of practice, of abhyasa, naturally starts bringing dispassion or vairagya. It's not that once I'm detached from the world, I will leave everything, job, work, everything, and I will come to Rishikesh and start practicing. No. When you are there in midst of chaos, 30 minutes of regular practice is going to bring you greater effort than leaving where you're performing and practicing. So abhyas must begin urgently and immediately wherever you are. And what is the gift of abhyasa? Now mind has started helping you. It is propelling you. It's not running. It is actually helping you to continue in practice. Means now mind is moving towards samadhi. This is the sign that mind has moved closer to samadhi, state of samadhi. The 8 limbs are no more a practice. They are a natural tendency. For us who are practicing Yama Niyamasana, considering we are the lowest level of seekers, now it's no more a daily practice. It has become sadhana. You're feeling very, very still internally and calm from. We will move on to the next sutra, sutra number 50. Drishtanu
Drishta
Shravika Vishaya
Vishaya
Vitrushnasya
Vitrushnasya
Vashikara Sanja
Vashika
Sanja
Vairagyam
Vairagyam
Drishtanu
Drishta
Anu
Dravika Vishaya
Vishaya
Vitrushnasya
Vitrushnasya
Vashikara Sanja
Vashika
Vasika Sanja
Vairagyam.
Vaira
So this sutra says, let's see the commentary first. Striyo annapanam aishwaryam iti drushta vishaya vitrushnasya. See, here mentioned Striyo annapanam aishwaryam. So these 3 longings, which longings? For assuming the yogis were male, that's why it's written female. Feeling desirous towards intimacy. For females, it would be male. So, striyo, annapanam, food and thirst. Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam is what? The need, longing for popularity. Iti, drushta vishaya vitrushnasya, swarga vaideha prakrutileyatva, प्राप्तावनुश्रविक विषये वितृष्णस्य दिव्य विषयांस प्रयोगे अपि चित्तस्य विषयादोषदर्शिनः प्रसंख्याना बलद अनाभोगात्मिका हेयोपादेयनुशून्य Vashikara Sangya Vairagyam. So what happens in this state? We will read in the English translation and then I will give the Anuvritti. The Vairagya or dispassion of the one who is disinterested in all subjects seen or heard through hearsay is named as Vashikara or mastery. According to Vyasa, Vairagya or dispassion known as Vashikara, perfect mastery, is attained only when one has lost the craving for matters perceptible, such as women, food, drink, power, affluence, Aishwarya, as well as one has lost the craving for matters that are heard of in tradition and scripture, such as attainment of heaven or the state of Videha and Prakriti Laya, or the attainment of 8 siddhis like Anima, Mahima, Garima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vashitva, and so on. So, what is being discussed here? That when a seeker is being helped by the mind, there is no distraction in the outer world that is able to move this seeker. And what are these seekers? Right, 3 Trishnas or desires, right? 3 Trishna, Trishna, Trishnas. First is known as Putreshna, Putra Ishna, Putra, Putreshna, Eshna, Putreshna. Putreshna. Physical desires of having children or intimacy or attachment to those desires means affected in their absence. Quality of life affected in their absence is known as Putreshana, which is a very natural longing. Everybody would like to have a family, would like to have children. Yes, this is known as Putreshana. Second is known as Vitteshana, Vitteshna, Vitteshna, Vitteshana, the desire or longing for wealth or money, thought of money. Vitteshana, I want to be very rich, Vitteshana. I want to earn for the needs I have is not Vitteshana. I want to be very rich is Vitteshana. Yes. Then last is Lokeshana, Lokeshna, Lokeshana, desire to be known to people, desire to be famous or to be known to people. These 3 are said to be very dangerous on the path of spirituality. So a seeker may not have Putreshna or Vitteshna, but there can be Lokeshna. Oh, why don't I have so many bhaktors in the present day? Why don't I have so many followers? Why am I not known to people? I should be known. People should come to me with the problems in their life. I should have a very nice porch sitting. I must be on some high pedestal. And so many people coming for kirtan and satsang. So it is observed that even in the greatest of spiritual seekers, Lokeshana was there. Desire to be known in the world, to be famous. And from where did it stem out? From this astitva or ahamkara. I must be known because I was there. It should have ideally been knowledge must be known. What should it be? Knowledge must be known. But what is there in the seeker? I must be known. In some or the other way, people must not forget. This is known as Lokeshana. Vitteshana, constant thought of money on the mind. And Putreshana, which is having children or putra or all of these. So, now this sutra says, not only the aforementioned, which were, men, women, things that people want, apart from that, in these 3 also, which is putreshna, vitteshna, and lokeshna, the seeker who is in practice becomes free of this. In this in the Drudha Bhumi, when there is a practice, what is happening? At the psychological level, what change is taking place? This is what the Sutra mentions here. And the seeker starts thinking, I have attained what I wanted. Now what more do I want to be happy? Whatever, praptasya prapti, whatever I wanted in life, to be on a good path, to be on a path which is uplifting for me, I have attained it. What more do I want to attain in this life? Why do I want to be known? It's fine. Knowledge can be known. I don't want to be known. It's fine if it drops. Anyway, it does not matter. People know me or they don't know. That's absolutely. So a seeker starts thinking, I have attained what I have. See, a shift in the state of mind just by abhyasa and vairagya. There is nothing more to be attained, but at the psychological level, the seeker starts feeling, I have attained what I had to. There is no ambition more I have. And starts feeling extremely happy and blissful from inside. The mind is not hankering towards any object of the world where everybody is going blindly. Where in everybody's mind, those thoughts are there. What happens to the seeker? Due to abhyasa, the vairagya becomes a tivra. Vairagya starts developing naturally. And the state becomes that I have reached where I have to. There is nowhere I have to go now. There is nothing more to be done. This path I am on, wherever it will take me, naturally I am. This tendency develops. This is known as Trishna. Trishna means desire. It's same in Pali. In Buddhism also, if you study, you will come across this term as Trishna or desire. In Sanskritam also, the word is same. Trishna or desire. And which desires? Three. Vitteshna, Lokeshna, and Putreshna. So the seeker starts naturally becoming free of these. And being free of Lokeshna means what? The ego is dissolved. I is no more important. For the seeker, there is no importance of I. Sometimes it happens, though, oh, somebody said something to the tradition I belong to. Oh, somebody said something to me. That's why I will stop studying. I didn't like this particular sentence. So one goes beyond that. What somebody says, to whom it is said, and it's natural. There is no effort. It's happening naturally that the seeker is not bothered by anything which is happening, no matter what whoever is saying. Means the ahamkara stage is reached when we studied the Sankhya chart. Manas. Yes, we talked about Gyan Indriya and Karma Indriya. Renaji, I hope you also studied. Gyan Indriya and Karma Indriya are known as rathas or vehicle. So Dashratha, you know the famous king Dashratha, Ramayana? Dashratha means the one who has conquered the Gyanindriya and Karma Indriya. So who are we becoming? Dasharatha. And from Dasharatha, Manas or mind is changing. And with the mind, we saw Chitta is made up of Mahat, Ahamkara and Manas. So with the mind, Ahamkara has also started melting down on its own. Naturally, the study, the knowledge is working on the seeker. So when somebody also says something angrily, seeker is quiet. That person feels bad. Oh, I shouldn't have said this. Later comes and apologizes. Because there is calmness. Internally, there is absolute compassion, even towards the one who is angry and saying things which are not. This is the state of mind that is achieved, the freedom from Krishna or Vairagya. Vashikara Sangya. Vashikara is mastery, right? The key word here. Vashikara, mastery over desire, Trishnas. And Vashikara or mastery does not happen once. This is very important, and I will just be reading the Sanskrit Pashtanvar. There are 3 stages of Vairagya or detachment or dispassion. First is known as Yatamana. Yatamana means where you decide that I will not hanker over worldly objects of the senses. Yatna we saw is effort. So Yatamana Vairagya. Vairagya which you are making an effort for. Detachment which you are making an effort for, saying that I will not hanker behind the senses. This is known as first Yatamana. I will write this in the notes for you. Just listen. Then Vyatireka. Vyatireka means Vyatireka, Vairagya. Whenever you are in this state where there is after effort of being detachment, you start observing, oh, there were so many objects mind was hankering for, but I have left those. So this capacity to observe what is your progress in detachment. This capacity to observe what my mind was holding on to and what has already gone out of it, what remains. So what still remains within us in terms to achieve Vairagya is observed by the seeker, which is known as Vyatireka Vairagya. That I am able to observe what still remains within me to feel. And third is known as Ekendriya Vairagya. Ekendriya Vairagya means everything left, but one thing was remained. Only one remained to achieve Vashikara. Maybe that was Ditteshna or Putreshna. Putreshna is not there. I have become a monk, but I want to become a famous monk. So one remains. One of the desires still remains, is known as Ekendriya Vairagya. Ek means one, Indriya, senses. Ekendriya Vairagya. So Vashikara is a stage where these 3 you have mastered. You are above this, which means you made a yatna, effort for detachment. After making an effort for detachment, you reached a level where you could observe what is still remaining for you to work on. And after working, after observing whatever is remained to be worked on, you reached a point where there was only one thing remaining. You reached that what is that one thing which is a slight bridge between me being into a state of total Vairagya and what is that one thing which is still left within, which I need to work. And even after that dissolves, it is known as Vashikara or mastery. Now you start moving from Ahamkara towards Mahat. Slowly. This is what the Sutra discusses. Now, we will take the 16th Sutra. We will just chant it. Tat param Purushakhyater
Purushakyatir
Gunavaitrushnyam
Gunavaitrushnyam
Tat param
Tatparam
Purushakhyater Guna Vaitrushnyam. So what is happening? Tat param. After that, Purushakhyater. I am able to have the knowledge of Purusha. Tat param Purushakhyati. Guna Vaitrushnyam. Let's see the Sanskrit Bhashya and then start. दृष्टानुश्रविक विषय दोषार्दिशि विरक्ति विरक्ति freedom पुरुष दर्शनाभ्यास तच्चित्त प्रविवेकप्यायित बुद्धिर्गुणेभ्यो व्यक्तव्य अव्यक्त धर्म केभ्यो विरक्त इति व्यक्त अव्यक्त that which is manifested and that which is not manifested, just attaining 8 siddhis. What is not manifested from my practice, I am also free from that. Not only which is outside, but what will be the fruit of my own practice, I have also given up that. I am not looking for any siddhis even in the practice of yoga. Tad dayam vairagyam tatra yad uttaram taj jnana prasadam matram yasyodaya pratyuddita khyatireva manyate praptam prapnuyam. I have received what I had to. Shinaha shetavyaha kleshaha chinnaha shrishtaparva bhavasankramaha yasya avichedaja janitva mriyate mrutva cha jayate. The seeker knows that with death all of this I am hankered to diminish. Iti janas aiva parakashta vairagyam etas aiva hi nan atkarayikam kaivalyam iti. Says that even I have achieved the knowledge, I have achieved the vashikara, complete vairagya. Seeker understands that if I am not able to continue in my study, this also will go off. So in order to maintain this state, I must continue to study further. This understanding is there. Let's see the English transliteration. That is the highest kind of dispassion when through knowledge of the Purusha, there is freedom from all craving of the 3 gunas. You have not realized the Purusha, but you just have the knowledge of the Purusha, listening and listening. Knowledge of the consciousness just by listening and listening. So just this listening, what happened because of this listening? There is freedom from all craving for the 3 gunas. Means you are above the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. The ultimate limit of knowledge, known as khyati, itself is dispassion. Immediately after this very dispassion follows kaivalya or isolation. The only purpose of this sutra seems to caution a sadhaka to be always on the alert. A sadhaka or a practitioner who has developed a desirelessness for the objects that are not giving him or her any pleasure, there may not be any harm if he or she uses them in a detached manner. However, gradually this vairagya diminishes by continuous use of these objects, and the sadhaka again begins slowly to take pleasure and attachment develops. So one has to be very careful even after vairagya of a high quality has been achieved. What does the sutra say? After we have reached the state of vashikaritva or mastery, is it that we will keep on progressing? No. If we stop here and if we again allow ourselves to think that, okay, now I am detached, yes, but I can still be in the world. Still I can do things. I can still go out with my friends. They are enjoying. They are in a party. I can simply observe them. Again, those tendencies start rising up. So this is not permanent, but it is temporary. And this is a sutra which is cautionary. What is the caution? That after achieving vairagya or mastery, don't stop. Continue in the practice every day, because this is the stage which is still weak. You are a new seeker. You will be again going back. The vrittis have settled for a short period of time. It's just a new seeker. Again the vrittis, again the mind will be overpowered with the objects. So again we have to take effort to remain in the state of vairagya also, to by practicing. I think we can pause here for today. Yes? You have seen how many sutras? 4? 4 sutras. Please do ask if there are any questions. Just connect with what you study. I'm so proud of you. On Diwali, you're studying with me. Wow, so nice. I'm so happy. Even when people are bursting crackers and there is joy in everywhere, but you're so dedicated to your practice, and I'm so happy I'm sharing this knowledge with all of you. Very good. Yes, Ji. Any questions from Yatra Sthito and Yatna and Abhyas and whatever you from the last 4 sutras? Please ask.
Bhageshri ji, namaste. No
Namaste.
question. Wanted to
Yes.
share that first 2 classes were very absolutely going above our head for me, I'm saying. But now it's getting very interesting. So thank you for this. It's getting
Oh,
really,
thank you so much for
because
continuing.
I can completely relate myself that it is full of desires. I want to do this, I want to do that. But also there is a desire to get this stillness, and so to understand that how we can go there, how we can reach there. And I was just feeling that question, I was just going through that question in my mind, that there was a period when I felt that I have complete I'm in that state that few things doesn't bother me. But then suddenly it went away after coming back to sansar life. When I was in Rishikesh for 1 month, when I was practicing yoga thoroughly, like daily, and I was in that zone. And when I came back to my sansar life, I felt like my kids thing, and nothing bothered me. But then after 2 weeks, I was back to this normal myself. And then that question was going through my mind, and then this sutra gave that answer, that for the beginners, it's just for the short period of time. You need to be there with that full dedication, with that same amount of effort which you were doing. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renaji. If you would have observed, at least I think 20 people had joined the session. Now only 7 or 8 remain. Because first 2 sessions, you have to be little patient. When, you just have to trust that the scripture will take you. Sage Patanjali, you think he will just leave us like that if we are on this path? He will naturally guide us slowly, slowly. So only that patience is required. And the moment you get it, now when you will complete all the sutras, you will feel so happy that you decided to add this to your studies, and your practice will become better. You will transform as a person. And when you're teaching yoga or asanas, pranayam, whatever subject you teach, this knowledge will be reflected on the surface. It will not be limited to you, but it will be seen on the surface that you have studied, you have taken the effort, and your students will benefit. You will acquire a lot of punya. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Lisa ji, yes, any question? Is it heavy
Yes,
for you?
I have it. No, it's not heavy. I'm following it, and then I read through again during the week, so I'm able to follow everything. But I have a doubt when we were on Sutra 114 about the constant practice. What is meant with constant practice? Like it's, as we were doing in our teacher training, really dedicating the whole day for practicing either meditation or asanas or whatever, or is meant also like bringing all the yamas and niyamas and all the understandings we have through asana, pranayama, and dharana practice in our daily life. Like, this is considered practice or not?
Yes, so practice or to attain Vashikaritva and remain there. To attain Vashikaritva and to stay there takes 3 years and 3 months. So immediately after your course, when you are there for 3 years, so not going through the entire TTC routine, but having 1.5 hour, at least to 2 hours for yourself in a day. 1.5 hour in the morning, asana pranayam, evening meditation for 30 minutes. So this practice for 3 years and 3 months, I have known people who have been able to attain the level of stillness where they can actually observe the mind is still and there is no impression, very close to samadhi. So if you ask me how much time, depends. Like what, there were two things we have to protect ourselves from: outside objects and disturbances, and the attitude. I specifically mentioned two things: disturbances and attitude. What is our state of mind when we are practicing? Are we angrily doing it? We are happily doing it. In the beginning, it's difficult. Every day I'm doing the same thing. You need some motivation for it to do it. But after a while, we saw that mind itself starts motivating. So allow the mind to be in that stage. To be in that stage, it will take 8 months for the mind. 8 months after your TTC course, where you're moving towards Drida Bhumi, or the mind is guiding you. You're no more affected by any desire that comes your way. So 8 months to have that state of yatna, good yatna, effort, and slow vairagya, and 3 years and 3 months to have absolute vairagya, detachment, dispatch. 3 years are nothing, they go like this. We feel, oh, 3 years, but I think these days, the time is flying. So last year, what we were doing this day, it feels like, oh, last Diwali just left. Now we are already in the next Diwali. So 3 years, once you are in practice, you will not realize. But 3 years is the time to attain this state. So till 3 years, you have to be in that support system. Either you're studying with a teacher, or you're practicing with your partner. At home, there is somebody who's making that environment good for you, or you have a friend with whom you're practicing online. That is also possible. But 3 years, you have to attain the state of samadhi. If you add vipassana to it, vipassana meditation, silent retreat for 10 days, it happens in 2 years. For vipassana and this practice, 2 years to attain samadhi. I'm talking about a very layman person who has never practiced yoga. Assuming we are Muda, Mandadikaris, just 2 years, 2-3 years. But this 2 hours, 1.5 hour in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening, whenever you can, this must be given. This is a major chunk, 2 hours every day.
It's just like, I feel like what you were saying, that we arrive in a point that it's our mind that start to miss your sadhana and you have to do it. But there are some days that there is just not enough time for it. And even if my mind really wants, and even if I find the space somehow, it's not 2 hours maybe. There are days that I start working at 6 in the morning and I just got home at midnight and I can have 40 minutes somewhere for my sadhana. But still, like, I feel, my question before was, like, I feel that bringing all the yamas and niyamas in my daily life, when I speak to every people, when I meet whatever, this is part of my practice somehow. So even if I can sit still just for 40 minutes, my practice is throughout the whole day. And I don't know if this makes sense.
Yes, it is throughout the day. So even if there are days where you cannot practice asana, you're doing something. Plug in one of the discourses. Try to listen to what is the first sutra of sage Patanjali. So that way, what will happen? There will be slight modification in the practice, but you are on the same path. Some days you cannot do the practical, do the theory of it. Revise whatever you have learned so far. Listen to a good discourse. listen to the lives of yogis. It's very helpful on this.
Thank you very much.
So tomorrow also we are available to study, all of us.
Tomorrow I'll won't be able to join. I'll learn from recording.
Okay. Tomorrow who is available? How many of us? Okay. So we will have the class tomorrow. Also, I wanted to request this month last week would be my wedding. So is it possible for us to have in between extra sessions for us to cover like three days? Maybe next week we have 3 and thank you. And then again we have 3, so we are able to cover the sessions. Something like this we can do. Yes? Thank you so much. I don't want to miss the part and studies. So I just want to study.
I'm
with
so
us.
blessed that Sadhuji, I got to know you, and now both my gurus are getting married.
Sadhuji is also the same. I'm happy you so Lisa ji, I'm not sure how many none of them have met Sadhuji, but you have, and he's
Yeah, I got the privilege
so
to meet.
nice to be with him. It's like
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to be on this path. Both of us will help each other to be where we are.
Happy soul. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. Yes, we will take your leave for now, and then we will meet again tomorrow with Purnamadaha. Bring your palms together. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnah Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnameva Shishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bow your head down. Be grateful for this day, this learning. Thanks, Sage Patanjali. For this knowledge. If you're ready, gently head up, open your eyes, stand up. Namaste.
Namaste.
Today, I had some Diwali Shakkar Pare made for Hitesh ji and Jalpa ji, but they're not here. But we have Emma ji who's enjoying those today.
Coming tomorrow, ma'am.
Yeah, please save them for us.
Save some coming
Are
tomorrow.
they are enjoyed warm only. The garam garam na in cold they taste good. I'll try to save, but I cannot guarantee. At Vinyasa, all of them will be over. Take care. Good night.